Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katie. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I have a very special video for you guys. Not one that was like super highly requested, but I did do an Instagram poll the other day and I asked you guys if you would want to see a story time video of the time that my phone got stolen while I went to a Chiefs game, and a lot of you said yes, so here I am making that video today. I am super excited for this one. If you guys are too, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell so that you can be notified every time that I post. And also I will leave my Instagram and all of that in the description box. It's always down there if you guys want to follow me on there. I do a lot of like fashion posts and things like that. And also, before we get started, I will tell you I'm going to be looking at my phone because I kind of like wrote the whole story down in like little tidbits in my notes. That way I don't like miss anything or forget anything. And I also do have like some text messages, so I don't know if I'll be able to do like screen recording, but if I do, it'll be right here. And if not, then I'll just do like an overlay of the text so I can show you guys some like text messages of proof and stuff, so you don't think that like, hey, like did this actually happen or not. But yeah, with all that being said, we will go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, so to start off, I will tell you guys I am a huge Chiefs fan, and my dad got me and my fiance Chiefs tickets for the weekend after Christmas. So we headed out there on I think it was like Friday night or something possibly, and we like stayed the night, and Saturday morning we got up and it was like pretty nasty outside. And like obviously anywhere that I go, like not necessarily Aaron, but anywhere I go, I like to do shopping. I like to check out the malls and just that kind of stuff. So we decided, since it was like kind of like dreary and rainy and gross outside, we decided to go shopping. So we kind of like went about our day. We were shopping and stuff, and we went to the aquarium that's out there and all of that stuff, and it was a lot of fun. And that evening we went out to I don't remember what restaurant it was called. It was like a steak restaurant. I don't remember, but it was a really good steak restaurant. And whenever we were on our way there, we had seen that there was a mall that was on the way to it, and it was a really huge mall, and I saw that it had some like my favorite stores that I like to shop at in there, and they had a Tilly's and all of that. So I was like, well, we don't really have anything like that I know of that's around here in St. Louis. So I was like, okay, like we'll go to that mall after we're done eating. Of course, like Aaron, he didn't really want to go. He was kind of like reluctant to that, but we ended up like going anyways. And it was a lot of fun. Dinner was really good, and we got to the mall, and you know, like we were having a great day, like having a great evening. And he was, let's see, I think we like went into H&M first, and I got a few things in there because I like had a gift card that I had gotten for Christmas. And then we checked out the Forever 21 that was there. And then I had noticed, like while we were walking through, that there was like a little arcade area, which I thought was kind of cool, kind of interesting for like to be in a mall. I've never really seen that before. But I decided that I was going to go play some arcade games with Aaron, just because I felt like, hey, like that's only fair to him since I've been like dragging him around shopping all evening and all day. So we decided to go play some video games, or just some like arcade games. And so we were sitting there, like we got like our little like game cards where you can just like swipe them, and it already like has all the money loaded onto it and stuff. And whenever like I didn't have any pockets in my pants. I guess that's kind of important to say. I didn't have any pockets because the pants that I had on were kind of like a legging. So I was having Aaron hold my phone for me. And at that point, like whenever we sat down on one of the arcade games, there was always like a little like ledge thing that's kind of like in front of the game. And so I usually like set my phone up there. And we sat down at like a racing car game, and I like set my phone up there, and it was kind of like behind the steering wheel, so like easily forgotten that it was, you know, that I set it there. And we like played the game, and you know, like fun, whatever. And then like we hopped to the next game, and my phone was still laying on that other game, and you know, like I didn't think anything about it. Like obviously like I completely forgot about it. And So then we were done playing the games and we went to Tilly's, and we were in there for probably like a good half an hour because I ended up like finding a really cute pair of jeans and a shirt. So like I was like trying it all on, and so we like walked out of there and my feet were like killing me because I had some of my boots on and they had like little heels on them, so my feet were like killing me by this point. So Aaron and I, we walked back out to the car and we like got ourselves loaded into the car, and I looked over at Aaron and I was like, hey, like, give me my phone back please. And he was like, I don't have your phone. And the only reason I had asked him that is because since my pants didn't have pockets in them, several times like that night, or like a couple different times, I had asked him to like just hold on to my phone because he had jeans on, so like he had plenty of pockets, and he was like holding my phone for me. So whenever I asked him, he was like, I don't have your phone. And I was like, okay, seriously dude, like stop messing around. And like we do that kind of stuff, so I figured he was just like joking with me. But he looked at me like serious and he was like, I really don't have your phone. And I was like, well, I really don't either. And he looked at me kind of like, you know, like, Caitlin, stop messing. And I was like, I really don't have my phone. I was like, where is my phone at? And so he called it off of his phone, and you know, like, we didn't hear it obviously. So I was like, okay, like, I think I left my phone inside. And I was like, the last place I remember having it is at the arcade, and I'm pretty sure that I set it down on one of the games. And so I didn't run back inside with him. He ran back inside just because like my feet were hurting really bad and there's no way I could have like possibly ran in the shoes that I had on. But he ran back inside and went to, I'm assuming, the arcade area. I don't know like if he went anywhere else to look for it. But I was sitting in the car meanwhile while he was doing that, and he left his phone with me. So I got on his phone and I kept like calling and calling and calling my phone. Like I'm pretty sure I called my phone probably like 8 times. And you know, it was ringing, 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 whatever. And then it went to voicemail every time. So like no one was answering, but my phone was still on. And then I remembered that me and my family, we have this app, it's called Life 360, and what it does is it just kind of like shows like you and your like whole family can do it, or like you can like really add anyone to it, and it shows everybody like each other's locations and stuff like that. So I remembered I had that app on my phone, so I called my mom off of Aaron's phone and was like, Mom, like, can you look up my phone's location? I was like, I lost my phone and I'm calling it and no one's answering. So she looked it up and she sent me a screenshot, and it showed that my phone was in a Starbucks that was across the like highway or whatever from the mall that we were in. And I was like, okay, so my phone's not even here. And oh, I guess, sorry, to backtrack a little bit. So like Aaron came back from inside, he said he couldn't find my phone, and while I was like waiting for my mom to like look up my location on the Life 360, I actually went back in with Aaron, and I went back to the arcade game section with him and just kind of like looked around. I mean, I don't know like what I was expecting to find, because like he didn't find it, so like how was I gonna find it? But I looked around a little bit too, and then we went to the guy that was at the counter for like the arcade game area, and we were like, did anybody like turn in a phone? I was like, I left my phone here and now I can't find it. And he said no. And he asked me if I had an iPhone, and I said that I did, and he saw that Aaron had an iPhone, so he told us to download the Find My iPhone app. So Aaron downloaded it, and we had never like used this app before, so like we had no idea how to work it at all. And so like we stayed there and the guy showed us how to use the Find My iPhone. And so we like plugged in like my phone information on Aaron's Find My iPhone app, and that's when we saw that my phone was across the street, not even in the mall. And then like around that time, my mom also sent me the screenshot and texted me and said, it looks like your phone is in a Starbucks. So then that's when, you know, the panic kind of set in. I was like freaking out, you know, like I didn't have my phone with me. Someone obviously had it. They weren't answering, and I know they were getting my calls. I guarantee they were seeing them too. They just weren't picking up the phone. So we like kind of started running back out of the mall to the car. And all of this time, like, I had given Aaron's phone back to him, and he was calling my phone. And while I was like, you know, like in my own head, like freaking out, you know, probably about to start crying, to be honest. He got a phone call, like the phone finally, they picked up on my end of the phone, and the lady that Aaron was speaking to, she told him that she had my phone, and her daughter had found it at the mall, and they picked it up and were like trying to get it back to the owner. Well, like, likely story, because like if you were trying to get it back to me, like, first of all, you would have just turned it in, and second of all, like, you wouldn't have just like left the mall with my phone, because like obviously I was at the mall. So I mean, that was likely story, but whatever. So Aaron was talking to her, and she told him that she was in a Kohl's that was right across the street from the mall, and the Starbucks was like right in front of the Kohl's. So I'm assuming like maybe they went to Starbucks and then like went to Kohl's afterwards. But she said that's where she was with her daughter. She said they like described what they were wearing, and like I didn't hear any of this conversation. My fiance was the one who was talking to them. But they told him like what they were wearing. She said like, I'm in a red top. It was either her or her daughter were in a red top, I don't remember. But they said like what they were wearing, and they said they were gonna wait at Kohl's under like the overhang outside. They were gonna wait for us there to give me my phone back. So we were like, okay, like we're heading over there right now. So he like hung up the phone and like told me what happened. So we get in the car, and like we're like trying to hurry across there, but we got across to Kohl's and we parked, and we didn't see anyone standing outside. Naturally, we didn't see anyone waiting under the overhang like they were told. And so we got out, we ran up there, we ran inside, and we were kind of like looking all over the front of Kohl's, and no one was standing there, no one was waiting. And at this point, like, I was like super freaking out. I was like, I knew that they weren't gonna be here waiting for us. Like, we were honestly stupid to think that these people were even gonna be waiting. So we ran back out to the car, and at this point, like, I was literally bawling. I was like, I just got my phone stolen. It is literally gone. Like, I am never going to get this back. So we were sitting in the car. I was crying my eyes out. Aaron was looking on his phone, and he pulled up the Find My iPhone app again just to see like if he could see where my phone was at, and it showed that it was like on the not the main highway, but like the highway that like kind of like ran in between like the mall and Kohl's and stuff. And so he tried calling it again, and no one answered. So he tried doing there's like a little button on the Find My iPhone where you can send an alert on the phone, and he had tried that like a couple times before, probably while they were like at Kohl's and stuff. And so he like pressed that button again, and it like sets an alarm off on my phone on like the other end. That way it kind of like alerts people around, whoever has the phone, that like, hey, like this person probably like stole this phone, or this, you know, phone doesn't belong to this individual. So he like set that off again, and then, you know, nothing happened. So he tried calling my phone again, and it just went straight to voicemail. And so that's when we kind of realized like, hey, like they just shut my phone off, like we're never going to be able to track it now. So at that point, like we realized like, okay, you're not getting your phone back. This night just literally turned into crap. So we drove back to the place that we were staying, and at that point, like, the mood was just ruined. Like, I was so upset, and he was so mad. Like, Aaron was literally so mad. He wouldn't even hardly talk to me. And so we just went back to the place, and he like took a shower, and we just like went to bed. I did call my mom and told her, you know, like my phone is gone, like I'm not going to get it back. And so she told me she went ahead and like called the AT&T store and had them like pretty much like blacklist my phone. So I mean, that was like all fine and dandy. I mean, my phone still wasn't back, so like it was still awful, but at least, you know, no one could like get anything from my phone, so it was pretty much just like a paperweight. So the night ended, and that was like pretty much the end of Saturday night. So moving to Sunday, so we woke up Sunday morning, and we like had breakfast, and like we were getting ready to go to the Chiefs game, and like it was like hard for me to be excited about that because like I didn't have my phone and I didn't have it to like take pictures and stuff. So like I was just super bummed, and I was like trying to be so excited for the game. And because like if you guys don't know, like I'm a huge Chiefs fan, and like After we were done eating breakfast, we went to the Chiefs game, which ended up being a really good time. Even though I didn't have my phone, like I still really ended up enjoying the game. And luckily, like Aaron obviously still had his phone, so he let me use his phone throughout the whole game just to like get the pictures and the videos and stuff that I wanted. And after that was on Sunday, so like we went to the game. And we actually, like, after the game was over, like, we drove back home because it was a 12 o'clock game, so it got over at like 3-ish or so. And it's only like a 4-hour drive for us from like KC to St. Louis. So we just drove back home, and I think it was already around like 7 o'clock-ish, and we were like going through St. Louis, and all of a sudden Aaron got this call on his phone. It was from an unknown number, but the little like underneath the numbers, if you guys know what I'm talking about, then you'll know, it can say like the area, like where they're calling from. And it said Kansas City, Missouri. And I was like, what? I was like, Aaron, like someone's calling us from Kansas City. So he like grabbed the phone and he answered it. We were talking to this guy, and he said that he had bought this phone from these people for like 60 bucks. And he like went into, or he like got on the phone, he like turned it on and stuff, and he was like trying to get into the phone. And on the front screen, I will put a picture up now, it tells you like on a phone that is stolen, on the screen it will say whatever like you type on your Find My iPhone app, like whatever you type is like what it will say. So Aaron had put like, this phone has been stolen. I don't remember exactly what it says, like you guys will see the picture. But the guy had said that these people sold the phone to him, and he was going to like, you know, turn it, or he was like needing a new phone. So he was like super excited about this one, and he like got it for 60 bucks or something. So like they sold my phone so cheap to him. He was so excited because like he had been needing a new phone, and we just told him straight up, we're like, look, like this phone, obviously, like, you know it's been stolen. And like he even said that's like why he called the number, because he realized that the phone was stolen. And he said like this isn't the first time this has happened to him. So we're like, well, you know, like I understand that like you want a new phone, and I was like, I'm sorry that this happened to you, but like my phone is stolen and it has been blacklisted. Like it's been reported that it's been stolen. So like even if you take it to any phone store, like they're gonna know that, you know, you stole the phone or whatever, and they're not gonna do anything with it for you. So he kind of like sounded bummed about that. But then like the incredible thing happened. He told us, he was like, well, he's like, you know, like, I'm really sorry that this happened to you. He was like, I have bought phones from this individual that sold it to me before, and this is not the first phone that they've stolen. He's like, they're actually pretty known for stealing from Walmart, and they steal people's phones all the time, and then they either like part them out to get money for them, or they just like, you know, take advantage of, you know, people like me and sell the phone to me to get some money out of it. And so like we like felt really bad, but he told us that he really wanted to get the phone back to me, and he said that he could priority ship it overnight and it would be to me the next day. And so I didn't like want to give my address out, but Aaron was okay with giving him his home address. So we gave him, like after we had like hung up and all of that, the guy gave us his phone number, which, well, I guess obviously like we already had it on our phone since he had called Aaron from it. But he gave us his phone number, and like we like texted him and we gave him the address, and you know, Aaron told him what his name was, and I told him my name. And so that was, I guess that was Sunday. So then Monday, Aaron was like texting the guy, and I told him to ask him if he had already mailed my phone out, and he said that he had just came from the post office and he priority shipped it. And we told this guy, we were like, look, like if you do this for us, like we'll give you the money that you bought, the amount that you bought the phone for, and we'll give you the money that you had to pay to priority ship it, because like you guys know, like priority shipping is not cheap. It was like 25 bucks or something. So we ended up like owing him about like 85 or so, since he had paid 60 for the phone. But yeah, so he mailed it out on Monday. It's like sitting there like waiting for the mail lady to come, and like I saw her pull up and I ran over to the mailbox and there was like my phone in the package. Like it was like completely like bubble wrapped and like super protected, and like nothing was wrong with my phone. Like there was no scratches on it, no nothing, and the only thing that was like missing was my phone case. So like I did have to get a new phone case on it, but like that's not that big of a deal. And I had literally got my phone back, you guys. Like I couldn't even believe it. Like literally in a matter of 2 days, I had one of the worst things ever happen to me. You know, my phone was stolen right out from underneath me, and then not even, you know, a day and a half later, I get my phone back. Like it was incredible. I never in my life thought that like something like this would happen to me, let alone, you know, like getting my phone stolen, but then also like getting it back. So like a huge lesson for me is to like literally never set your phone down. So with all of that being said, that is the end of this video. I know it may have not been like as exciting as some of you were thinking it was going to be. Sorry if it wasn't. That's great if it was. If it was, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button below. The support of that means a lot to me, you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.